Guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I am 25 and I am a stay-at-home mom of 3 kiddos, ages 3, 2, and 4 months old. So today I'm just going to take you along with me on one of the meals that we had this last week, and that's black bean burgers, and I made some homemade buns to go along with it, and so I just thought it'd be fun to take you along with me while I made it. So these are the ingredients that I used. I doubled the recipe this time because I had my family over, but typically it's just 2 cans of black beans, a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs, 1 egg. Here I'm using flax eggs instead, which you can use as a substitute for eggs, which is just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water, and that is the equivalent to 1 egg. And you can also use that in baking if you're needing to use something instead of an egg. It also calls for a 1/4 cup of onion, chopped pretty fine, and then whatever other seasonings that you want to add in there. I've done chipotle seasoning and done more of like a southwestern style where I've added corn and peppers into the burgers. But today I'm just doing a little bit of salt, some pepper, and Italian seasoning. Alrighty, so here I have rinsed and drained my black beans, and I'm putting half into a bowl with the seasonings that I'm using, as well as the flax egg and the onion, and I'm going to go ahead and get all of this mashed with like a little potato masher, and then it just kind of helps to get it all ready. It's a lot easier to form the patties when you have half of it mashed, and then the other half you're going to keep as whole beans, and those are going to get mixed in with it, and then from there we're going to form the patties. So typically when I make this recipe and I'm not doubling it, it'll give me about 5 or 6 black bean patties. But since I doubled it, it gave me like 10 to 11. I can't remember the exact amount that it gave me. But it'll vary just depending on how big or small you make them. So here I'm going to go ahead and start making the hamburger buns. I've actually never made homemade hamburger buns before. This is my first time doing it. So I found a recipe on Pinterest by Taste of Home, and I'll try to link the recipe in the bio because I can't remember all of the ingredients, like the measurements and stuff. So I'll just link it. That way you guys can go and click on it and follow it. It turned out really, really good. The whole family loved them. So I strongly recommend. I honestly don't know, like if I had the time, I'd much rather just make them than buy them from the store. Like that's how good they were. So here we're just mixing together some warm water and honey, and then we're going to sprinkle on some yeast and let that all combine. I even think that the oil gets added now too. They're going to let that all set, and I'm going to put that to the side for like about 5 minutes or so to let it become nice and foamy so the yeast can be activated. And then once it gets all mixed together and foamy, I'll bring it back to the counter, and then we'll continue mixing everything together from there. Alright, so while my yeast is setting, I'm going to go ahead and get my dry ingredients put together here so that when I bring my bowl back over, all I have to do is just mix them together and start getting it all kneaded and ready to go. Alrighty, so now my yeast is ready. It has gotten nice and foamy. I'm just going to add my egg in there and then just combine all those ingredients real quick. And then I'm going to add in my dry ingredients. And it said to just add I think 3 to 3.5 cups of flour, just depending on how much you needed in order for you to get a soft dough. So I was adding it slowly just so I didn't add too much and make it too dry, but ended up being the perfect amount for what I needed. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take my dough and put it on a floured surface, and I'm just going to knead it. It said for 3 to 5 minutes until you get a nice ball. I'm going to grease my pan, and I'm going to divide my dough into, it said for 12 equal parts, and I miscounted, and I think I might have put in 11. I can't remember, but I know I miscounted, and so oops. And so now we're just going to roll them into little balls and put them on the pan. Just kind of spread them out between 2 to 3 inches. So I just staggered them 2 and then 1 and then 2 and then 1 until I ran out of dough. And then after that, you covered them with some saran wrap and set them to the side to rise for about 10 minutes before baking. Let me know if you have made your own hamburger buns before, and just let me know how it turned out for you guys. Like I said, this is my first time making them, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really easy recipe, and I plan on doing it again with the same recipe. They're so good. Also, if you wanted to, comment and tell me what is your favorite thing to bake if you enjoy baking. I love to bake. I'm not as big of a fan of actually cooking, but I love to bake. And so my favorite thing to bake would probably be just plain old chocolate chip cookies. I love trying all the different recipes. They're my favorite dessert. I make them low sugar also, and that makes me very happy because I love them so much. Anybody else relate, or is it just me? So while the buns are baking, I'm going to go ahead and prep my veggies to put on top. So I've just got an onion and tomato that I'm going to cut up. And after that, I'll go ahead and take my buns out of the oven, and then I will get my black bean burgers cooking on the stove. I have baked them before in the oven. I didn't prefer how they turned out. They're a little too crumbly for my liking because they are a very fragile type of patty, being that they are made out of beans. So they're going to be softer. They're not a very firm type of patty, which I like. So it's an acquired taste. Some people like it and some people don't. So these are our buns fresh out of the oven. I went ahead and I rubbed some butter on the top of them just to make them nice and soft on top, and it turned out delicious. I was making the kids mac and cheese, because they wouldn't like this. So this means you just put them in the skillet, and then I will bake us some sweet potato fries. I cut the buns and got them all ready, and then we will just assemble. And actually, it was so busy I forgot to take an after video, so my sister kindly took a picture. But thank you for joining me. I hope you guys return and comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.